It seems the royal rumor mill is in overdrive, and at the center of it all are Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie. For the York sisters, the clock feels like it's ticking on their future inside the House of Windsor. We're seeing a storm of conflicting reports and supposed insider leaks that have put their royal careers on a knife's edge. It feels like they're being forced to make a devastating choice between loyalty to their family and their own survival within the firm. The heart of this drama seems to be a single, hotly disputed invitation or ban from Royal Ascot, which has become a public symbol of a very private struggle. The situation is reportedly so tense that King Charles is said to be at his limit, while Prince William is allegedly drawing a hard line. The princesses are caught in the middle of a scandal they didn't create, but one they can no longer escape. Tabloid reports now suggest they've been given a final, heart-wrenching path forward, publicly distance themselves from their parents, or face the end of their royal lives. One minute, sources claim the king has extended an olive branch. The next, they insist the gates have been slammed shut for good. For years, seeing Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie at Royal Ascot was a given. They were a staple of the British summer, photographed in the carriage procession and the royal enclosure, often right beside their grandmother, the late Queen. Their presence signaled continuity. This year, however, the rumor mill has turned the prestigious horse racing event into a battleground for their future. In early March 2026, a series of sensational reports exploded across the tabloids, each telling a wildly different story. One set of anonymous insiders stated that the sisters had been banned from attending Royal Ascot altogether, no carriage procession, not even a pass to the royal enclosure. According to these sources, the move was part of a directive to ice out the York sisters and create distance before another cycle of negative headlines could erupt. These reports painted a picture of a cold, institutional decision, leaving Beatrice reportedly blindsided and devastated. But just as that narrative took hold, a completely contradictory story emerged. Other sources, claiming to be close to the king, started briefing that not only was there no ban, but King Charles had personally invited the princesses and their husbands to the 5-day event. These reports framed it as an olive branch from a monarch known to be fond of his nieces. They suggested that after some pressure, the king had a change of heart, stepping in to make sure his nieces weren't cast out. This dizzying back and forth has left everyone confused, and with no official word from Buckingham Palace, the truth remains buried under speculation. What's clear is that Royal Ascot is being seen as a litmus test. Their presence or absence in June will be read as a definitive statement. Are they being quietly pushed out, as some reports suggest? Or is the king trying to carve out a protected space for them? The answer seems to depend entirely on which tabloid you read. To understand why Beatrice and Eugenie are in this precarious position, you have to look at the source of the drama, the scandals surrounding their parents, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. For years, the princesses have had to navigate the fallout from their father's disastrous ties to Jeffrey Epstein, a scandal that ended with Andrew being stripped of his titles and royal duties. The issue isn't what they've done. Neither princess has been accused of any wrongdoing. Yet, in the court of public opinion, they're suffering from punishment by association. Their very name, York, is now intertwined with scandal, and as one commentator noted, every time a new damaging headline about their father appears, they're caught in the splash zone. They are, in the starkest terms, collateral damage. Old stories and associations, whether accurate or not, constantly resurface, reinforcing the public's perception of a family that moved in a toxic orbit. Things like their mother's past financial dealings with Epstein or passing mentions of the family in his old correspondence are enough to keep the connection alive in the public consciousness. This is all compounded by ongoing questions about their parents' finances and judgment, especially Prince Andrew's protracted battle over vacating Royal Lodge, which has become a constant source of embarrassment for the crown. For Beatrice and Eugenie, this has meant walking a tightrope. They've tried to focus on their own families and careers, but the shadow of their parents is long and inescapable. This is where the alleged ultimatum comes from, the idea that the institution can no longer tolerate the ambiguity. The princesses are reportedly being forced to make a clean break if they hope to have any future role. It's a cruel inheritance, where they are the ones paying the price for their parents' choices. The fate of Beatrice and Eugenie appears to be caught between two powerful and seemingly conflicting forces: the sentimental heart of their uncle, King Charles, and the pragmatic will of their cousin, the future king, Prince William. At least, that's the narrative being painted by royal watchers. On one side, you have King Charles. Sources have consistently portrayed him as having a deep affection for his nieces, feeling a sense of duty toward them after the hideous time they've endured. This perspective suggests a monarch who is reluctant to punish them for their father's sins. Instead of a complete exile, Charles has reportedly tried to integrate them in small ways, like supporting Beatrice's patronage of Outward Bound. It's this rumored soft spot that might explain the conflicting reports about the Royal Ascot invitation. A king who, when pushed, may choose family compassion over institutional coldness. On the other side is Prince William. He is reportedly taking a much harder line. Driven by a fierce desire to protect the monarchy's reputation, William is seen as the main architect of the slimmed-down model. From his perspective, any association with the Andrews scandal is an unacceptable risk. Tabloid sources claim William is calling more of the shots now and has advised his father to be firm. It's been reported, though never confirmed, that William has been cool towards his cousins for years and is keen to keep the York sisters at arm's length to safeguard the crown. This isn't about personal animosity, experts say, but a calculated move. As one noted, William is extremely sensitive to public opinion, and he will do what is necessary to protect the reputation of the monarchy. He's looking ahead to his own reign and seems to believe that tough decisions have to be made now. This leaves Beatrice and Eugenie trapped between a sympathetic uncle and a pragmatic cousin, with the conflicting Ascot stories reflecting this rumored internal power struggle. Caught in this crossfire are two women who have always walked a strange line. They are princesses by birth, but they've never been senior working royals. They've built their own careers, Beatrice in finance, Eugenie in the art world, and are raising young families. But that balance has now become almost impossible to maintain. They seem to be facing an impossible choice: loyalty to their parents or survival within the monarchy. Their attempts to prove their loyalty to the crown have been visible. Their attendance at the family's Christmas 2025 gathering at Sandringham, notably without their parents, was widely seen as a public gesture to align with the monarch. However, their subsequent absence from the Easter service sent another wave of mixed signals, highlighting just how fragile their position is. The public nature of their dilemma must be humiliating. The pressure is reportedly taking a huge personal toll, casting a dark shadow over their lives. This has led some commentators to speculate that the only way out is for them to voluntarily renounce their Her Royal Highness titles. They argue it wouldn't be a punishment, but a mature act that would free them from scrutiny and help King Charles achieve his streamlined vision. But giving up a birthright is a monumental step. Their titles are their identity, their connection to their late grandmother. To surrender them would be to formally accept being cast out because of their father's actions. It's a terrible choice. They remain loyal daughters, but they are also mothers who want to protect their own children from this scandal. They're trapped in the wreckage of their parents' choices, and every path forward seems to come at an immense personal cost. The story of Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie is a stark illustration of the unforgiving nature of the modern monarchy. Their future hangs in the balance, caught between a king reportedly guided by family and a Prince of Wales said to be driven by duty. The conflicting narratives swirling around them are more than just tabloid gossip. They're a sign that the era of a large, extended royal family is over. The firm is shrinking, and the princesses find themselves on the wrong side of a newly drawn line. They are being forced to answer for sins that are not their own, a harsh reality in an institution where image is everything. Can they ever truly escape their father's shadow? And should they have to? While some insist Prince William doesn't want to punish his cousins, the rumors suggest a clear belief that the crown's stability must come before all else. The path forward is foggy. Will the king's fondness for his nieces secure them a small, private place in the family? Or will the future king's vision prevail, leading to their exclusion from the royal world? For Beatrice and Eugenie, this feels like the final, agonizing chapter in a battle for their very identity. What do you think? Is it fair for Beatrice and Eugenie to pay the price for their parents' actions? Or is this a necessary step to protect the monarchy's future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay up to date on all the latest from the royal family, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching.